Boulder Mountain, this weekend we start a new series called 1 Minute After You Die. Now, why would we do a 3-week series on this topic? In the seat that I sit in, there is so much confusion among believers, non-believers, and those who don't even know what they believe about what's to come. And so because of confusion, we just don't talk about it. We don't think about it. We don't talk about it. We don't plan. We don't discuss. And I would say the opposite, because God's word has a lot to say about what's going to happen right after we take our last breath here on this side. And so that is going to impact how we live today. What we believe about what's to come 1 minute after we die will impact us greatly in how you and I spend our time and our resources, our relationships, what we invest in. It will impact today based upon what we believe 1 minute after you die. I've had the privilege to be alongside the bedsides, the deathbeds of many, many people, our seniors, those who would be considered middle-aged, and even young adults and teenagers as they take their last breath. I've done memorial services for those who died by suicide and of children who've died in drowning accidents. And so it's important to know what we believe and why we believe it about what is to come. And so what happens to children? What happens to suicide, or those who die by suicide? What happens to our bodies? The Bible has a lot to say about what happens to us. Do we believe in cremation, or do we believe in caskets? Do we do celebration of life or memorial services or funerals? What happens 1 minute after you die? The Bible is going to give us direction on our destination, as well as some judgments, as well as are we going to recognize people on this side? Again, 1 minute after you die. 2 Corinthians chapter 5, Paul writes, "For while we are still in this tent," he talks about the tent as being our body, right? That this body is going to give out. We are spirit beings that have a body. We're not bodies that have a spirit. And so the body is temporary, the spirit is eternal. While we are still in this tent, we groan, being burdened, not that we would be unclothed, but that we would be further clothed, so that what is mortal may be swallowed up by life. He who has prepared us for this very thing is God, who has given us the Spirit as a guarantee. We can trust the Bible. We can believe in what the Bible has to say. And I'm looking forward to a 3-week series just to provide some clarity. I've seen a lot of confusion leading up to death, even in memorial services, and people get up and they talk, because when there isn't clarity, right, we fill in the gaps with our own thoughts, and almost we make things up if we don't have clarity on what God has to say. So join us for this series, 1 minute after you die, 3-week series starting this weekend. And I would encourage you, this is a great series to invite a friend or family member to, regardless of where they stand when it comes to faith and what they believe. It's just helpful to get them to think about, because recent research shows, right, you've heard me say this before, 10 out of 10 of us are going to die. And those numbers have held steady pretty much for a very, very long time. So it's helpful for not just believers, but everyone. So invite a friend this weekend. We have services at Saturday at 5 o'clock, Sunday at 9 and 10:30. 1 minute after you die. I hope to see you this weekend.